Hello there. Welcome back to Hey English Podcast. I'm Emily, and today is day 4 of our 30-day English learning challenge. You're doing amazing so far, and I'm really proud that you're still here, practicing every single day. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a shop, maybe to buy clothes or some groceries, and suddenly felt nervous about what to say in English? You look at the items, you want to ask a question, but the words just don't come out. Maybe you even left the store without asking, just to avoid embarrassment. I know this feeling very well. Years ago, when I first traveled abroad, I remember standing in a supermarket holding a basket of apples. I wanted to ask the shop assistant if they sold honey, but my brain completely froze. I kept walking in circles around the aisles, hoping I'd magically find it. In the end, I left without honey. And yes, I ate my apples plain that week. But here's the truth. Shopping conversations are one of the most practical and useful skills in English. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need long sentences. You just need the right words and confidence. So today, we're going to practice exactly that. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to ask for items politely, try on clothes or check sizes, understand shop assistant responses, pay confidently, and end the conversation naturally. Imagine this. Next time you go shopping, instead of worrying, you'll smile, ask clearly, and feel proud that you handled the situation like a pro. So let's get started with today's challenge. But first, think about this. What's the last thing you bought in a shop? And how would you explain that in English? So today's challenge is all about shopping conversations, buying clothes or groceries in English. Why does this matter? Well, shopping is something we all do. It's part of everyday life. Whether you're buying a new shirt, fresh vegetables, or just a bottle of water, these small conversations can actually feel very big when you're speaking in a second language. Think about it. When you enter a store, there's often a little bit of pressure. The shop assistant might say, "Can I help you?" Or, "Are you looking for something?" And if you're not ready, your brain says, what do I say? That's why today I want you to see shopping as a safe and simple practice ground for your English. You don't need to give long speeches. You don't need to use complex grammar. Most shopping conversations are short and follow the same patterns. Here are just a few things you'll learn today. Asking for help. "Excuse me, where can I find the rice?" Talking about size or color. "Do you have this shirt in medium?" Understanding price questions. "How much is this?" Polite payment phrases. "I'll take this one, please." And here's the exciting part. Once you practice these phrases, you can use them in any store, anywhere in the world. Clothes shop, supermarket, market stall. It all works the same way. So today's goal is simple. By the end of this episode, you'll feel comfortable and confident speaking English while shopping without fear or hesitation. Let me tell you a little story that might sound familiar. A student of mine, Maria, once shared her experience of shopping in London. She walked into a clothing store because she needed a jacket. The shop assistant smiled and said, "Can I help you?" A very normal question. But Maria froze. Her mind went completely blank. She knew she wanted to say, "I'm looking for a black jacket in medium size." But in that moment, she couldn't find the words. So she just smiled nervously, shook her head, and said, "No, thank you." Then she wandered around the store, feeling stressed. Finally, she saw a nice jacket and wanted to try it on. But instead of asking, she just grabbed it, held it against herself in front of the mirror, and hoped no one would notice. When she went to Kay, she couldn't understand the cashier's question about whether she wanted a bag. She just said yes to everything. Later, she laughed about it, but at the time, it was very uncomfortable. Does this sound like something you've experienced? Many learners tell me the same thing. They know what they want to say, but when the moment comes, the words disappear. The truth is, it's not because you don't know English. It's because you don't have the ready-made phrases in your pocket ready to use. Shopping conversations are short, but they happen quickly, and you don't have time to think and build sentences in your head. So if you don't prepare, you end up feeling nervous, embarrassed, or even avoiding talking altogether, and that makes you miss a great chance to practice real English. But don't worry, today we'll fix that. In fact, I'll give you 4 simple solutions that will make shopping conversations feel easy and natural. Before we jump into them, let's quickly talk about the emotional and logical barriers that stop learners from speaking up while shopping. So, what exactly stops many English learners from speaking confidently in a shop? It usually comes down to 2 types of barriers: emotional and logical. 1. Emotional barriers. Fear of mistakes. You worry the shop assistant won't understand you, or you'll pronounce something wrong. Feeling embarrassed. Many learners think everyone is watching me when they try to speak English in public. Low confidence. You already know the words, but you don't trust yourself to use them. Let me tell you, these feelings are completely normal. Even native speakers feel nervous in new situations. But the truth is, shop assistants are usually busy, friendly, and happy to help. They don't care if your English is perfect. They just want to understand you. 2. Logical barriers. Not knowing the exact phrases. For example, you might know the word shirt, but not the phrase, "Do you have this in large?" Limited vocabulary. Sometimes you know rice, but not brown rice or long grain rice. Speed of conversation. The cashier might speak quickly and you're not ready to catch every word. Here's the good news. Both emotional and logical barriers can be solved with practice and preparation. If you learn some ready-made shopping phrases, your brain won't freeze. And if you practice saying them out loud, your confidence will grow. Think of it like carrying a shopping list. When you go to the supermarket without a list, you feel lost. But if you have a clear list, you know exactly what to do. In the same way, having a phrase list for shopping makes the whole experience easier. Now that we understand the barriers, let's move into the exciting part, the solutions. The first solution is very simple but very powerful. Always start with a polite phrase. When you walk into a shop, the assistant may say, "Can I help you?" "Are you looking for something?" Or sometimes they just smile and wait for you to speak. If you feel nervous, having one polite sentence ready will immediately give you confidence. For example, "Yes, I'm looking for," "Excuse me, where can I find," "Could you help me, please?" Notice that these phrases are short, polite, and easy to say. They work in any shop, clothes, supermarket, even a small market stall. Here's a little trick. Practice saying these sentences in front of a mirror. Smile when you say them. Your body language adds confidence to your words. If you look relaxed, the assistant will also feel relaxed. Let me give you 2 quick examples.
Clothing store example. Assistant. Can I help you? You. Yes, I'm looking for a red dress in medium size. Supermarket example. You. Excuse me, where can I find the rice? Assistant. It's in aisle 5. That's it. Simple, polite, and clear. So your first solution is memorize 2 to 3 polite starter phrases and use them every time you shop. They're like a key that opens the conversation. Once you've started the conversation politely, the next step is to ask clear, specific questions. This is especially useful when you need a certain size, color, or product type. Here are some useful examples for different situations. Clothing shop. Do you have this shirt in large? Can I try this on? Is there this jacket in blue? Grocery store. Where can I find fresh bread? Do you sell organic milk? How much is this per kilo? Notice something? These questions are short, direct, and polite. You don't need to build long sentences. In fact, in shops, short sentences are better. Here's a quick story. One of my students, Ahmed, used to say, I want to know if you have this item in another size because this size is too small for me. That's a long sentence, right? Instead, I taught him to simply say, do you have this in large? Suddenly, he felt more confident, and the assistant understood immediately. So the key is, don't try to be complicated. Be clear. The shop assistant will usually give you a short answer, like, yes, we do, or sorry, only small left. And that's all you need. Now that you know how to ask specific questions, let's move into solution number 3, which will focus on understanding and responding to shop assistants quickly. One of the biggest challenges in shopping is not just what you say, it's understanding what the shop assistant says back. They often speak quickly, and if you're not ready, you might feel lost. Here are some common phrases you'll probably hear. Clothing shop. Would you like to try it on? This means, do you want to test the clothes in the fitting room? It's on sale today. Discount, lower price. We don't have that in stock. They don't have it available now. Grocery store, supermarket. Do you need a bag? That will be $10.50, please. Buy one, get one free. Special offer. Now, here's the important part. You don't need to understand every single word. Just focus on the key words. For example, if the cashier says, do you need a bag? And you only catch the word bag, that's enough. You can guess the question and answer, yes, please, or no, thank you. Here's a quick role play example. Assistant, would you like to try it on? You, yes, please, or no, thank you. Assistant, we don't have that in stock, but we have it in blue. You, okay, I'll take the blue one. See? Short, simple answers are completely fine. You don't need long sentences to communicate well. So, solution number 3 is train your ear to catch key shopping phrases and practice short, natural replies. Next, let's move to solution number 4, where I'll show you how to end the shopping conversation with confidence. Shopping conversations don't only start with a question. They also need a strong, polite ending. Many learners feel awkward at the cashier or when leaving the store because they don't know the right phrases. Here are some simple ways to close the conversation naturally. When paying, I'll take this one, please. Can I pay by card? Here's the cash. Thank you. After paying. Thanks for your help. Have a nice day. See you next time. These phrases are short, but they leave a positive impression. They also give you control. You finish the conversation confidently instead of just walking away silently. Here's a little role play example. Cashier, that'll be $15. Do you need a bag? Yes, please. Can I pay by card? Of course. Thank you. Thanks for your help. Have a nice day. Simple, polite, friendly. And guess what? People remember you as a confident speaker even if your English is not perfect. So your final solution is learn 2 to 3 polite ending phrases and use them every time you shop. It's like putting a full stop at the end of your English conversation. Now that we've gone through the 4 solutions, let's talk about something equally important: how to overcome mistakes and doubts that might come up while shopping in English. Here's the truth. No matter how much you practice, you will make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. Mistakes are a normal, natural part of learning English. Let's look at some common ones that happen while shopping. 1. Mispronouncing a word. Maybe you say rice, but it sounds like rise. The assistant may look confused. What do? Simply repeat the word more slowly or show it with your hand. You can even point to the shelf and say, rice, rice. That's enough. 2. Not understanding the assistant. Sometimes they speak too fast or use a word you don't know. Instead of panicking, just use these simple rescue phrases. Sorry, could you say that again, please? Can you speak more slowly? I don't understand. Can you show me? These phrases are powerful because they buy you time and show confidence. 3. Saying the wrong thing. Maybe you ask, can I try this? Instead of, can I try this on? Guess what? The assistant will still understand. Communication is about meaning, not perfection. And here's the most important part. Most shop assistants are used to helping tourists and learners. They don't expect perfect grammar, they expect clear effort. So if you ever feel doubt, remember this. Shopping is one of the safest places to practice English. Why? Because the conversations are short, the topics are simple, and the environment is supportive. So don't let small mistakes stop you. Use them as practice and you'll improve faster than you think. Now, let's make this even more fun. I'll guide you through a practice role play where I'll be both the shopper and the shop assistant. Here's the truth. No matter how much you practice, you will make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. Mistakes are a normal, natural part of learning English. Let's look at some common ones that happen while shopping. 1. Mispronouncing a word. Maybe you say rice, but it sounds like rise. The assistant may look confused. What do? Simply repeat the word more slowly or show it with your hand. You can even point to the shelf and say, rice, rice. That's enough. 2. Not understanding the assistant. Sometimes they speak too fast or use a word you don't know. Instead of panicking, just use these simple rescue phrases. Sorry, could you say that again, please? Can you speak more slowly? I don't understand. Can you show me? These phrases are powerful because they buy you time and show confidence. 3. Saying the wrong thing. Maybe you ask, can I try this? Instead of, can I try this on? Guess what? The assistant will still understand. Communication is about meaning, not perfection. And here's the most important part. Most shop assistants are used to helping tourists and learners. They don't expect perfect grammar. They expect clear effort. So if you ever feel doubt, remember this. Shopping is one of the safest places to practice English. Why? Because the conversations are short, the topics are simple, and the environment is supportive. So don't let small mistakes stop you. Use them as practice, and you'll improve faster than you think. Now, let's make this even more fun. I'll guide you through a practice role play where I'll be both the shopper and the shop assistant. Today, we're going to learn 5 to 7 useful English words and phrases for shopping. These will make your conversation smoother and more natural. Excuse me, a polite way to get someone's attention. Excuse me, where can I find the bread? In stock, something available for sale. Do you have this jacket in medium? Is it in stock? Fitting room, the place where you try on clothes. Can I try this on in the fitting room? How much is it? Asking the price of an item. How much is this apple? I'll take it, or I'll take this one. Deciding to buy something. I like this shirt. I'll take it, please. Do you have? Asking if an item is available. Do you have this in red? Can I pay by card or cash? Asking the payment method. Can I pay by card or cash? Here's a tip. Try saying these words and phrases out loud 3 times each. Pretend you're in a store. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel when you actually shop. Once you've got these phrases down, you'll notice shopping in English becomes fun and stress-free. Finally, let's wrap up today's episode with a motivational recap and call to action. Congratulations! You've made it through day 4, shopping conversation, buying clothes or groceries. Let's quickly recap what we practiced today. Polite starter phrases. Begin the conversation with confidence. Ask specific questions. Size, color, location, or price. Understand and respond quickly. Focus on keywords and short replies. End the conversation confidently. Finish politely and positively. Overcome mistakes and doubts. Remember, small errors are normal. Practice role play. Rehearse conversations out loud to build real confidence. Vocabulary builder. Key phrases like excuse me, fitting room, I'll take it to make shopping easy. Remember, today's challenge was about confidence in shopping conversations. Even short sentences can make a big difference. Every time you practice these phrases, your English gets stronger and your confidence grows. Here's your call to action. Go to a store tomorrow, even if it's just a small shop. Try to use at least 3 phrases from today's lesson. Notice how it feels when you speak clearly and politely. And remember, every shopping conversation is an opportunity to practice, improve, and feel proud of yourself. You're not just buying clothes or groceries, you're buying confidence in English. Thank you for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and I'll see you in day 5 of our challenge.